Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, yes, I'm still camping. Yes, it's another absolutely gorgeous day out. And yes, the mosquitoes are still absolutely awful. We've got a lot of news to talk about, so come along with me on my morning walk and let's talk some news. So first up on the docket, we're talking about Nintendo DS emulation on Android with MelonDS. And there's a brand new fork of MelonDS that adds dual screen support, which I think will be perfect for a lot of those new gaming handhelds. Now, the developer behind this fork notes that it's currently in beta, but it's stable enough for regular use. And if you're interested in it and wanted to learn more about it, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below right at the bottom. I don't hide my sources. And this one is 100% free and open source. And speaking about stuff that's free and open source and on GitHub, next up we're talking about SaveState. For those who may be unaware, SaveState is a user-friendly GUI application for Windows and Linux to easily back up and restore video game save files. It's especially useful for games without cloud saves or for managing multiple save locations, and it just got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, the latest update to SaveState here is version 1.4.2. And they say this major update to SaveState introduces a powerful new workflow that revolutionizes how you add multiple games at once. A lot of work went into this feature to streamline the setup for users with large game collections. We've also expanded our emulator support and improved overall usability. So some of the key features here include bulk profile creation, new profile preview and filtering window, an integrated search bar, so finding the game you're looking for has never been easier. We've added a quick search bar to the main interface to help you filter your profiles instantly. And they've also added PCSX2 and Xenia. Now, I don't know about you, but I would say that's a pretty big update for SaveState. And I've been a little out of breath during this video so far because I'm trying to keep moving because the mosquitoes are so bad. I've got repellent on with a crap ton of DEET in it, and they are still frickin' biting. Just that time of year. Hopefully July comes around pretty quick and they start to calm down a little bit, or maybe they get worse, who knows. Just a weirdly bad year for them. But moving on and still talking about improvements. Next up here, we're talking about Sega Saturn emulation with YabaSanshiro. And YabaSanshiro version 1.17.6 brings about some very big improvements for Sega Rally. They say Sega Rally now runs smoother on low-end devices thanks to rendering optimizations. Processing speed has been improved by about 1.13 times. If you're interested in this one, I recommend checking out the YouTube video where they showcase the improvements in action. And I would say this is a pretty big improvement for YabaSanshiro. And speaking about low-powered devices, next up we're kind of talking about the exact opposite of that. High-powered devices, at least high-powered gaming handheld devices. We're talking about the OneXPlayer X1 Mini. It's just dropped with an AMD Ryzen AI9 HX370 processor and 64 gigs of RAM. The screen size on this one is 8.8 inches, and I guess it's at 144 Hertz here. Storage on this can go up to 2 terabytes. And there is a lighter model here that's 32 gigs of RAM instead of 64. Unfortunately, I don't know the price. I'm on their website right now and there's no prices listed. Everything just says unavailable. And speaking about probably expensive gaming handhelds featuring the AMD Ryzen AI9 HX370 and 64 gigs of RAM, next up here we're talking about another gaming handheld that's just dropped. And this one is the Aokzoe A1X. This one was on Kickstarter a few months back. It seems to have been successful and has now just dropped. Now, taking a look at the A1X website, and pre-orders are up. And for the HX370, there are a few different configurations. So the HX370 with 32 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage will set you back $1,239. And if you go for 64 gigs of RAM and 2 terabytes of storage, again featuring the HX370, that'll set you back about $1,600. These devices are not cheap. And speaking about stuff that's arguably not cheap, next up here we're talking about the Nintendo Switch 2. It might be cheap by comparison here, but I would argue not cheap. Anyways, there's some new information about the Nintendo Switch 2 in terms of warranty. And the headline reads, Nintendo requires proof of purchase for Switch 2 repairs under warranty in Japan, which is likely another anti-scalping measure. So based on my understanding here, I don't know if this is worldwide or just limited to Japan because I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2, so I can't look in the box. But it seems as if, at least in Japan, the Switch 2 doesn't come with a physical letter of warranty. And I guess you need to provide proof of purchase in order to have your Switch 2 serviced under warranty where it's not going to cost you. So if you got it as a gift, you're going to need that receipt. If you picked it up from a scalper, you're going to need that receipt. And the receipt may or may not have personal information on it that the scalper may or may not want to release. I mean, for example, maybe the scalper ordered the Switch 2 online and had it shipped to them. They would have the personal information on that receipt. Taking a look as well, and this is very interesting, and I don't know if this is going to apply overseas or not. Nintendo's website states that even during warranty period, repairs will be charged for all second-hand consoles, regardless of whether the owner received it as a gift or bought it. That's a very interesting choice. Let me know your thoughts about that one in the comments below. And speaking about interesting choices, next up we're talking about GameStop. Now there's a very interesting article over on GameSpot, and the title of that article states, GameStop CEO says the company's future isn't in games. It seems to be in trading cards and figurines and collectibles. That's interesting. Now, in my opinion here, this may be a hot take. If the future of your company is no longer with games, maybe consider changing the name from GameStop to something else. I don't know here. I mean, I disagree with this, but I also can kind of understand it. If you take a look at the future of gaming, I would say just in general, digital seems to be the way. Look at Nintendo with their game key cards. Look at the lack of new Xbox games on shelves, at least the reported lack of Xbox games on shelves. And look at the push to the digital consoles and all of that. I mean, even PC gaming is now pretty much all digital. So let me know your thoughts about all of that in the comments below, and I guess the future of GameStop, and should they change their name? And speaking about the future, last up here we're talking about Steam. And if you've got a Mac, you might be excited to know that Steam Beta has added native Apple Silicon support for Mac. This report is up on Mac Rumors. I recommend checking out the article. And they say early testers report dramatically faster launch times and smoother navigation through the store and library. The difference should be immediately apparent, with basic actions like switching tabs feeling fluid rather than laggy. Now, it is worth noting this is currently in beta, but if things are going well, it'll get pushed to stable pretty quickly. Let me know your thoughts about that one. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Unfortunately, no fluffs. I was looking today. Maybe the mosquitoes shooed them away. Who knows? Anyways, we talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state.